The scene starts at a traffic light where we see cars coming to a stop. At the same time, two men approach the cars from the sides. This behavior is common in South Africa. People sometimes wait on the side of the road to either sell stuff or beg for money. The Good Samaritans tried to help the lady there, but it was a bit too late. The culprits were long gone here. Motorists should be extremely vigilant, approaching traffic lights, mostly in shady areas in the nation of South Africa. Culprits tend to take advantage when they notice a small window of opportunity in these situations. The lady must have lost something of great importance there, as her reaction tells a sad story in this scene. It is also important to point out how vulnerable she might have been right in this moment, as she left the car door open there. In some scenarios, culprits tend to use the first move as a distraction before hijacking the vehicle once the driver leaves the car in this moment of confusion. This video starts during a smash and grab scene with culprits in action. They seem to be targeting all the cars there, as this was absolutely outrageous. This was truly sad, as the vehicle occupants tried to save their belongings there in this scary situation. We can see how the situation can be overwhelming with culprits attacking from all directions. South Africa has unfavorable laws when it comes to utilizing lawful weapons for self-defense, hence these culprits tend to reign supreme in the nation. In this case, however, karma had other plans, as one of the culprits was nowhere near ready for what was about to happen. The car ended up running over the culprit's leg there. The man was left hooping on one leg as he tried to escape the scene. The cost of these actions were dear there. A broken leg for a second-hand phone is definitely not a good deal. But his problems were far from over. We see as his fellow clowns try to drag the one-legged fellow towards their hideout. The police arrived at the scene just in time this time around. They followed the dragging contest. In most cases, we would say justice was served, but as we learn time to time from the comments section, justice is rarely saved in the nation. In this case, however, karma had a part to play. Another case where a car is by the traffic light. Most motorists are vulnerable in these situations. The culprits tend to use similar tactics where they approach from the blinds. Most drivers tend to focus less on these stops because it acts as a recess from the attention needed when the vehicle is moving. The robbery was on here as we see the culprits rushing off the scene. The driver then decided to stop and take this all in, as he seemed to have lost something important there. The police finally arrived, but in back into their positions, ready to pounce on the next victim. There is no sense of urgency in any way, as they know there is less to no consequences for such actions in the nation. This is another view from above as we see how this went down. South Africa has unfavorable laws when it comes to utilizing lawful weapons for self-defense, hence these culprits tend to reign supreme in the nation. We do not condone the use of deadly force in any way with this statement, but the culprit would think twice if they knew the consequences of such actions when civilians are legally armed with the possibility of being able to defend themselves without facing prosecution. In some cases, innocent civilians end up losing their lives in these situations. Some of these culprits carry illegal firearms and are known to be trigger-happy. This next video is right in traffic where the vehicles are moving. A man appears from the barriers and went straight for that green car. These culprits seem to just appear from everywhere in the most unexpected places in South Africa. The way this was done swiftly shows how these culprits have become an expert in these foul ways. The man rushed into the jungle after securing his prize there. This scene shows cars in a similar position like the previous videos. These slowdowns in traffic are extremely vulnerable places for drivers in the nation. When traffic is packed like this, it is almost impossible to escape when faced with these recurring situations in South Africa. We see as those men scout around for potential victims. To them, this is almost an everyday thing as they designate different areas for different crews just to terrorize these communities. It's astonishing how their faces can be clearly seen, yet no arrests are ever made by the police. Here the man ran all the way from the other side of the road after noticing a potential target. What happened next is just unbelievable. These actions are almost identical in every instance. In some scenarios, it can be helpful not to put valuables on the seats, mostly bags and other things which can be visible from the outside. Putting things under the seat or the boot can be helpful. In this scenario, the situation got worse because the car ended up bumping into the car.